The day my mother died became one of the hardest days of my life. I lost the woman who had given me everything: my childhood, my faith in myself, and the kind of protection only a mother can provide. At the cemetery, I stood, crushed by grief, and beside me was Jenna. She held my hand, her touch soft but firm, as if she were my anchor. I believed we were carrying this pain together. But at that very moment, Jenna was already planning her departure. 3 weeks later, I was sitting in my mother's lawyer's office. He handed me a folder and explained the inheritance: real estate, investments, savings. My mother, who had always lived modestly, had quietly built a small fortune. I never cared much for money. I had a steady job, a decent income, and I was content with that. But Jenna? She had grown up poor, and she used to say that with me and my mother she felt secure for the very first time. I thought we shared the same values: loyalty, simplicity, building together. But once she learned about the inheritance, something in her changed. Designer bags appeared in our closet, weekend trips were suddenly booked, and there was a strange gleam in her eyes. She smiled more, but touched me less. I thought it was grief, confusion. I was wrong. One Monday morning, as always, I poured Jenna a cup of coffee. She sat across from me, looked straight into my eyes, and said calmly, "Alex, we're not working anymore. I'm filing for divorce." I laughed in disbelief. "What? Are you serious?" "Completely. And I want my half. I've earned it." No words of love, no apologies. Only a cold, "I want my half." She thought the inheritance had become marital property, but my mother was far wiser. A year before her death, we were sitting on her porch drinking tea. She looked at me and said, "Jenna is a smart girl, but don't mistake ambition for love." I chuckled. "Do you think she's using me?" "I think she's surviving. But that's not love, son. That's strategy." Back then, I dismissed her words, but my mother had seen what I refused to see. She set up a trust. The inheritance was never deposited directly into my account. It was legally protected, completely separate. When Jenna learned this from her lawyer, she came home furious. "You knew?" she hissed. "Knew what?" I asked calmly, though I already understood. "That I wouldn't get anything? I didn't know until it was finalized, but now I do." "Liar, you let me believe—" "I didn't let you believe anything. You assumed." Her eyes narrowed. "So what now? You'll leave me with nothing?" I looked at the woman I had once been ready to give the world to. "You're not the woman I married, and you're certainly not entitled to my mother's money." That night, she left, slamming the door so hard the walls shook. Soon after, the rest came to light. Her messages revealed everything: dates, hotel bookings, conversations with friends. In one text, she wrote, "Once the money's in my hands, I'm done with him." That line hit me harder than the rest. She had never truly loved me. What she loved was what I represented: stability, status, and eventually wealth. And yet, I didn't feel destroyed. I felt free. My mother's final gift wasn't just financial security, it was clarity. She had protected me even after death, shielding me from the woman I thought was my partner. She gave me the strength to walk away not just from a marriage, but from the illusion of one. The divorce was finalized quickly. Jenna left with almost nothing, while I kept everything my mother had left behind, not just the inheritance, but the dignity and strength she had instilled in me all my life. Sometimes people reveal their true colors when they think they've won. Sometimes they abandon you when you're at your lowest. But if you're lucky, truly lucky, you'll have someone like my mother, someone who sees what you can't and protects you even when you think you don't need it. I still grieve her, but every time I choose honesty over lies, peace over bitterness, and self-respect over betrayal, I honor her memory. Jenna thought she had won, but in the end, it was my mother who triumphed. And I got my life back.